Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from AstroLada.com, and I'm your astrologer for the September 2025 horoscopes. September is eclipse season. That's when things really shake and move. That's when we tend to get, if there is any natural disasters, they're most intense around that time, and those are happening on the axis of water, earth. So we have to watch out for that. The lunar eclipse on the 7th of September, the Virgo eclipse on the 21st of September, solar eclipse. So, whoo, and this is also a sign that in the next 6 to 12 months, because eclipses affect us globally for a long time, there will be big shifts in our medical system. Pisces, Virgo, they're connected to health, to medical things, matters about health and such stuff will be very important. Medical healing system, hospital system might be changing. Virgo is the workforce, and there will be other eclipses in Virgo. So something will shift for the next, already from September, but the job market in a big way. Watch this out. Of course, with AI and everything, oof, exactly those 2 years of eclipses in Virgo and Pisces. Pisces is unemployed, Virgo is working people. There will be like a huge change. Who is unemployed, who is working, maybe more unemployed people because of AI. We'll see this because the eclipse in Virgo is with the South Node, which is like weakening. In Pisces, with the North Node. So they might be like that more people will feel like, what are we going to do, Pisces? And where are we supposed to, are we unemployed now? What is our use? Well, Virgo is like, I feel useful and so on. So the eclipses are happening there on those two Pisces Virgo line. So medical, health, and working, non-working. So this is some of the themes, plus earth and water. You see, the other eclipse in Pisces or near Virgo was with Saturn, Neptune. We had the big water floods that happened in America right after this eclipse. Now let's pray. It's also hurricane season, so who knows? But on a personal level, the first eclipse, the lunar eclipse, is quite positive. It's trine Jupiter, its ruler. It's with the North Node, which tends to give us things for previous efforts, rewards us for something that we've wanted or you've worked on. While the next eclipse on the 21st of September is solar eclipse. It's about new beginnings, but it's with the South Node. You sacrifice something and the new is given to you, or you start the new, you open yourself to the new, and the old just leaves your life organically without effort. And Saturn is coming back to Pisces to finish old work. And actually, Saturn in Pisces cleans the slate, wipes the slate clean from past karmas. Think of problems that you had for the last 27, 8 years, or 14 or 7. These are Saturn cycles, or 21 years, or 14 or 7 or 28. That has been repeated. Saturn is coming back for the last 5 months here together with an eclipse there, a lunar eclipse, which lasts for 3 months to wipe it clean. So you start anew after that. So some repeating problems been bragging you, you're going to solve it in the next 5 months. But before I start with the 12 signs individually, I have a new course. I'm so excited. It's an ancient technique, 3,000 years old, ancient Hellenistic, the 3 periods of life. Everyone has 3 periods in life. Not everyone lives through all three. But there is a specific way and very easy. You don't need to know astrology. I lead you through that, how to calculate. For some people, the first period of life might be 17 to, for others, 38 years. And to analyze and to see, someone might be born in poverty and they shift into their second ruler, second life period, and they become so successful. Or someone might get into success and fortune and improved life and health only in the third period. So in their 70s, 60s, or some people move into the third period at 50. So for everyone is different. And I'll show you how exactly to calculate it, how to compare the periods, which is stronger, which is weaker. So you have a sense, like my first 38 years, I was in a very weak planet. And now I moved after that. So life has been wonderful into a much stronger planet. So or someone might be like very successful, famous, or, in the young adult years, popular and very promising. And then suddenly they disappear. They enter into their second period, which might be very weak in their horoscope, and they're like Mr. Nobody. So fantastic, only $20 for early bird purchases. Again, I want it to be very accessible to you. Um, and now let's go to the eclipses September for each of the 12 signs. Thank you. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, September 2025 for tropical Western astrology. Sagittarius, the eclipses are going to be happening right on the axis, square you, in the fourth and 10th house. So Sagittarius will be much more activated than other signs this month, together with Pisces, Virgo, of course, and Gemini. So let's start first on the 1st of September. Saturn is moving back into your fourth house. It was in your fourth house for the last couple of years, but then it moved for 2, 3 months into your fifth house and coming back to the fourth house. It will square in the next 5 months the very last degrees of Sagittarius, those who have the sun, moon, or ascendant from around 24, 25, the last 5 degrees till 30 degrees in Sagittarius. So they would be asked to make, like, to put the more efforts, to make some important decisions, to prioritize. But for all Sagittarius, Saturn coming back into your fourth house wants you to complete something you haven't finished in regards to maybe some family responsibilities, to restructure how you as a parent or your relationships with parents, maybe to take care of some parent, for example, or the affairs of an estate or real estate, or if you're trying to sell or buy property, maybe to do some last corrections and be able to be free of it within the next 5 months till Saturn moves out fully from the fifth house. So it might be required to put more efforts, attention, focus, um, and patience as well in family matters, emotional matters, psychological matters, and even to clear up some debris, some waste, because Saturn is the cleaner, in regards to maybe old wounding from your childhood or ancestral pattern of some sort. And it's not only Saturn that will be there alone for the next 5 months. There is simultaneously on the 7th of September, pretty much, an eclipse in your fourth house. An eclipse can really speed up the processes then, really allow you, and this is a lunar eclipse, which allows you to release baggage, to complete some family karma. And especially think back for the last few years, especially in 7, 14, 21, or 28 years, you might have been, or even longer periods of Saturn, you might have been in a, especially if you've seen a repeating pattern for a long time where some difficulties with property, can't find the right house, or can't own property, or if you've been having issues with parents or with your extended family, you feel like the black sheep, or you're maybe distance from each other, or if you've been having problems somehow like becoming a parent, or some or repeating some issue that is ancestral in nature that your parents did, your grandparents did, your uncles, and so on. Well, because the eclipse and Saturn is in the 12th sign, Pisces, they're coming back there, but it's in your fourth house. It's about cleaning up the slate, and so you can start anew. So if there have been some repeat problems, as I said, all those things, either with real estate, in your personal life, or with emotional happiness, if you can find if you can't find your roots, if you don't feel you belong, if you don't feel loved, if your needs, if you have consistent patterns that not meeting your needs, or repeating the same mistakes of your parents, or having some difficult karma with your parents, the next 3 to 5 months, both the eclipse and Saturn will work and help you clean that slate. So this difficult karma in regards to the fourth house, which is very personal life house, will be like wiped clean, so you can start anew. And there might be indeed some separation, some disconnection or letting go, maybe having to move from one place to another, because fourth house is places where we live. Let go of one house so you can live in another. Let go of one area to be in another, to end this karma, because even places have karma. Or sometimes it can be even completing one way of behaving with your family. It doesn't necessarily mean like I'm like, unless they're very toxic, don't break connections with your parents, or at least you can heal that karma. You can, Pisces is a very healing sign. Saturn wants to fix problems. And of course, the eclipse can create some emotional realignment for you, where you release certain pain and realign yourself, so you clear up this family karma and family ancestral patterns. But on a more material level, it can indicate that September, October, November, even December into January, changing place of living, restructuring something at home. Maybe, yes, there might be some situations in your family that requires your attention, that requires your efforts and some important decision to be taken. And at the same time, on the 21st of September, we have another eclipse, which is in the opposite house, the 10th house. And this is a new moon eclipse, which is about new beginnings. The solar eclipse is powerful new beginnings. New solar eclipse is a new moon, but on steroids, as they call it. But that's not the first new moon in your 10th house this year. It's very rare, maybe once in a blue moon, as they call it. This is blue moon. To have either two full moons in the same sign or two new moons in the same sign. So once in a blue moon, very rare, two new beginnings are allowed. So not two new, but like an extended period of time in regards to your career, in regards to your worldly status, in regards to your work. And even if you're not working, if you're, say, retired, or maybe you're a homemaker, it's about you still have some duties and responsibilities. So to open up, the universe is giving you a chance with this. Two new moons, one which is influencing the whole of September, and the second one is influencing the next 6 months, which is on the 21st of September, because it's not just new moon for a month, it's a solar eclipse 6 months ahead. To make a powerful new beginning, you're given a chance, for example, with a new career. But that will require you to do some sacrifice or letting go and releasing of maybe another career or another way of approaching your career, or maybe to start a new project and release some old projects, or maybe to have a new boss, or to start to kind of renew your relationship with your father. Father figure is usually the 10th house, or some authority figure in your life. Or maybe the ancients say eclipses in your 10th house means you can become like a king. New moon eclipse maybe to lay the foundations over the next few months for your own legacy, for your own authority. So you can be the master of your life. So you can make the executive decisions in your life. Is it through a career? Is it through a business? Is it through some really kind of prioritizing? And sometimes it can start through a crisis, because this eclipse, the second one in Virgo, new moon, new beginnings, is opposite Saturn and Neptune. Maybe some disillusionment with the career direction till now, or your worldly responsibilities, and realization of what truly matters, and realigning within a few months to a new career direction, or to a new project, or to new responsibilities in life, or to new authority, where you take on some new responsibilities, you take on some new duties. 10th house is the house of action. So this eclipse can activate you into mobilize your willpower to act. And of course, becoming like a king means maybe a promotion, laying the foundations of promotion, or some other elevated plan there of your mission, stepping up into your mission. I don't know. I remember when I had an eclipse in the 10th house, I think it was with the North Node rather than with the South Node, but my business grew a lot right after this eclipse, from one-man band to suddenly 15 other astrologers overnight. Eclipses can do things overnight. But yeah, it can come with a crisis, say, oh, this job or this career or the direction of my life, or I don't want to do these responsibilities anymore. And then it will, because the Saturn is a bit more stressful planet, it's part of this eclipse. And then to realign you to the right path. Remember, eclipses want to realign you to what is truly part of your destiny. And they can do it in a shocking way sometimes, or like an inner inspiration way. I wish for you that it happens this way. And yeah, so there it is. And there is the need with one strong influence for 3 to 4 months in your fourth house. So what your needs, your personal life, your family priorities, with also another influence of 6 months there in your 10th house of the eclipse, what the world expects from you, what your worldly responsibilities are, not just family responsibilities. You have to find a balance there and decide for yourself which is it that you need to focus on. But maybe you can just finish something with family responsibilities and duties, with difficult family situation or personal life or emotional psychological situation or living situation, so you can concentrate on the 10th house to go out into the world, into the big wide world, and manifest there, create there, and yeah, become the master of your ship, as they say. All right, so this is Sagittarius. Yes, it might feel shaky, but it is exciting, rare opportunities like that to shift to very important areas of your life, and for them to realign to the right path for you. And again, if you'd like to check out my 2-hour video course on the 3 periods of life, how to calculate them, it's a very ancient technique. It was used by the Hellenistic astrologers of 2000 years ago. They would split the life in 3 parts, and they would analyze and compare the 3 parts, which will be the easiest, or which will be the most successful, which will be the most difficult one, or maybe all three would be very successful. Maybe one will be very successful and the others more in the background and quiet time. So it's fascinating. Check it out. For early bird, it's only $20.